up, everybody, and welcome to the Established Facts Podcast. This is episode 293 of the Established Facts Podcast.
That's a big number.
That's right. We are here
An aggressively large number.
on...
I feel personally attacked by that number.
I was concerned
I
about
was there for one.
Is 293 an aggressive number, or is the way that I said it making it more aggressive?
Yes.
Both.
Porque no los dos.
Not only that, but you said
dos.
the 200, and I was expecting, wow, this is a really seminal podcast. Oh, and
93rd. That's right. We got 7 more before it really counts.
Yeah.
If only we could have done 7 more before this one to make this one the penultimate.
We could bang some out real quick. I
We
mean,
could, yeah. We could, we could just do a bunch of shorts for the next hour.
Cut, start over, let's go. That was 293, let's go to 294.
I'm good with this.
That's it.
I'm good with this. This is number 300. Go.
That's it. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Established Facts Podcast. Welcome to Gen Con 2026. We are technically on day 0 when we are recording, but because of certain legal reasons, we are not dropping this on day 0. But we'll have some fun new info. I'm actually going to go ahead and start our introductions. To my left, we'll go around the table. Because obviously we have a couple of friends with us, so we'll get to that here in just a second. And Adam's my friend.
I know
don't
where
about
you live.
Yes, that is true. So we'll go ahead and start to my left.
This is Dr. Deb, and I will say you might watch me disappear for a second because I do have a kid that I'm going to have to get in here. So it's nothing being said. I'm a parent, so.
She's gonna.
It's very apparent.
She's gonna rage quit. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm Dragonlance Heinzelman.
Nice. Love that.
How the hell do I follow that up?
He does it every time.
I'm Adam Bear Gottfried. Hi.
I'm Avital. That's enough.
you are enough.
Wait,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
say that into that.
What?
She's got
a lot
He's
of.
got a
I'm
mic.
wearing a
We're
microphone.
louder right now. You're good.
I'm blind.
I'm blind.
Wait,
Get it
two
right.
of them?
On the same side of the
This is
table.
my husband, y'all.
After here, see what's up.
And I'm wondering what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Us too.
We're wondering what you're doing here.
We know what you're doing here.
I'm Tracy. Hey! Yes, I am.
And of course, I have to go last because that's the way we set this up. I'm Alton with Epic Travel Crew.
And actually, I'll be last, Alton. I am your host, Big Don. Thank you guys all for joining us on episode 293. We are here with Tracy Hickman, our good friend and longtime fellow, or as we like to call Uncle Tracy. Story time with Uncle Tracy is probably one of our, if not the best, or at least most fun episode for us during the year. So most listened to episode, absolutely. It's like we actually have clout one day a year.
Second,
It's like Christmas. It's kind of like
only
Christmas.
to Dragonlance Celebration 2 years ago.
That's
That
right.
was
That
awesome.
is true.
Oh,
That was
okay.
amazing. Thank you.
True. Oh, absolutely. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is also
Absolutely.
story time.
I know.
That's right. Yeah, which is just
They're all story time
it's
with
story
Uncle
time with Uncle
Tracy.
Tracy Part 2 is what that is.
The storytelling is.
Editing that the whole time, I was like, this is happening.
Yeah. Oh,
This
yeah.
has to be amazing.
Absolutely. Well, we are here at Gen Con. I'm really excited. I think everybody at the table is super excited about Gen Con 2026. Joshy and I actually got a chance to already do an interview with our new friend, Mandy Bova, over at the Marriott. She works for Haba Games, and that was really fun. So we got a chance to. That's right. We got a chance to talk to her a little bit, and of course we got a
proud
few.
of that.
We got a few.
Hold on to it. For
We got.
No, actually, I haven't. It just came to me.
It just
right
came
now.
right out their mouth.
Right
We're good.
Amazing.
We got a few other interviews to do throughout the weekend, and who knows, we might have more come up by Sunday. We'll see. But tonight we're just hanging out and learning some new stuff, and just catching up. It's been an entire year.
I
since we all
know.
sat
A
at our
whole
table.
year
A
since
whole
I was
year.
here on the.
It's
Yeah.
been 2 years for
Established
me,
Has
That's true.
it?
Yeah.
I missed last year,
Yeah, he wasn't here last year.
which I'm super bummed about that I missed. So I'm glad to be back.
But
If you put last year's episode on a big screen TV and you just kind of sit at a TV tray next to the TV,
Yeah.
it's like you were there the whole time.
Yeah,
Although much quieter than
That's
way less profanity.
yeah, that is true. Oh man. Well,
Say
hi
less.
Tracy.
Hi.
Say less.
Every year I come and say, this is my last year.
Yeah.
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 I
like
don't
my-
believe you anymore.
Then this year I mean, no.
They even tried to kill you, and you're still here.
That's quite true, yes. Absolutely.
I feel like there's a story there that I missed.
Yes, they missed too, which is why I'm still here.
But their aim is improving. It's fine. It's fine.
Someday.
Oh goodness.
No, it's pretty. I'm really excited actually to be here. First of all, I love being with you guys. I think of you as good friends, and so far haven't been proven wrong.
Yay.
Give me like 10 minutes.
We are so. I'm really excited actually to be here this year. I feel badly, but Laura was supposed to be here, but she's has to have a knee replacement next week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, it's important because walking.
Yeah, I can say,
Yeah.
Gen Con
That
and needing a
mobility
knee
thing.
replacement don't really go together.
Well, yeah, and she rightly decided that meeting 165,000 people right before surgery was probably a bad idea. Yeah.
A lot of wisdom there.
So, but I have Alton here with me with Epic Travel Crew,
And you guys got to know, okay, I've been trying to nail down what the schedule was going to look like for weeks, and this was the only thing that he was like definitive. I've got to make sure this happens on Thursday night.
awesome.
Like everything
You
else.
gonna do it tomorrow too?
Excuse me, Wednesday night, the first night, the first night.
We'll come back here tomorrow and do this
That's
again.
right.
if
Some
you
of
need
us have
to.
been traveling all day. I won't say who.
so this whole thing is a rehearsal. Nobody told me.
I love it.
But yeah,
If I didn't push the record button, it would have been.
Oh, that's so good.
Seriously.
actually, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Actually, I'm very excited about this convention. There's a lot going on at this convention this year, and and I'm gonna have to do all of it.
So walk us through what you're doing.
Well, let's see. Tomorrow, Thursday, I've got a. First of all, we've got War Wizard that is coming out, which is a new Dragonlance novel that is premiering here at the convention, and for which I'm going to be signing a lot this time around.
I'll see you at the booth.
Yeah,
gonna have to
yes,
make-
please do.
You're going to make me go through that line, aren't you?
We're very, very excited about this new series. It's about Huma and Magus from their youth, and their story. It's really a wonderful book. We've got the second one is finished. I think actually the third one is also finished.
Oh, wow.
So we're just going to go right ahead and do those. So I'll be signing those in the booth throughout the convention. Tomorrow afternoon, we have Tracy and Laura Hickman return to Ravenloft, and we're giving a presentation there about Ravenloft itself, some of the background of Ravenloft, where the adventure came from in the first place. And I'm very excited actually to talk about the history of the modern vampire, starting actually with Dr. William Polidori, who actually wrote the first of the modern vampire stories. In Lake Geneva during that rainy retreat, the same one that Mary Wollstonecraft wrote Frankenstein in, and an interesting examination of the roots of the vampire as we know it in modern culture, and for me, it's interesting that it has its roots in feminine folklore. And in particular, a warning tale for women. So we're going to be discussing that at at the Ravenloft event tomorrow. And we're also going to be talking about Epic Travel Cruise, our vampire cruises that we do. We did the first one earlier this year. Was absolutely fantastic time. We have very small numbers of people who come. We like to keep it very intimate, and so everybody who was there got to play in our Shadows of Ravenloft adventure, which is a version of Ravenloft that Laura and I have written specifically for the cruise.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, and it's it had an amazing ending. It was unexpected, but it was a spectacular, perfect ending to the adventure. We'll be doing another of those cruises in February of 27.
Yes, we know.
Yes.
You guys going?
And
Yes.
I heard that there may be
Lance
somebody
is?
on this podcast who's planning on coming besides Tracy and I.
All right.
You're gonna go.
Yep. I just got permission to go.
You just got permission to go. All right.
We had another cruise already scheduled in April, to which I almost like.
Wow.
Well, it's actually
still time.
wonderful. Yeah, it's still time.
It's a whole 2 months. It's
You
a
don't
whole
have
2
to have an
months.
anniversary cruise, just saying.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
This could be your anniversary cruise.
On this one, we actually have a couple who is coming to celebrate their honeymoon. They're getting married this October, and
awesome.
they've delayed their
That's
honeymoon
great.
because they want to be able to come and
love
experience
that.
this.
Wonderful.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm
They can
really
delay their
excited.
wedding until the thing too.
I tried to talk him into it.
Just saying, Tracy could even officiate at this point.
Apparently,
Like, yeah. I just.
Well, it's a wonderful week actually that we spend, and we not only do we have the epic game, but we also get together and have discussions on Ravenloft and Curse of Strahd, and also play other games. I mean, we busted out a big copy of Star Trek Ascendancy while we were there, and played through all of that. It was actually kind of funny. We have ports of call, right? And the option is given to everybody who comes if they'd like to go into port. By all means, go into port. But the response that we got was, "Can't we just stay on the ship and play games?"
But it's daylight out.
Yeah. Your first problem was nerds on a cruise. The hideous light of the day star is a problem.
That's right.
But everybody had a spectacular time. In fact, David and Heidi, who were there and who were instrumental in the ending of the game, unintentionally, were so impacted by the conclusion that they went home and actually contracted an artist to do a rendering of the end of the game.
That's
Wow.
fabulous, though. That's
I mean,
awesome.
it's an incredible piece of art that yeah,
It's gorgeous.
yeah, it's gorgeous.
How do you even set up such a thing, a cruise? How does that get set up, started, organized?
So I think that's a me question.
That is
So
a
I
you
guess I should
question.
answer that one. So one of the things with Epic Travel Crew that we are very, very conscious of is I've spent over a decade behind the scenes with Tracy and Laura going out to conventions, and we watch the same thing happen. People stand in line for hours to come up, get their book signed, spend a couple of minutes, and you see how grateful they are, but you can also see that there's just like 5 more minutes. Like, can we sit down and have a meal, or can we play a game together? And at the same time, I was watching at the end of each of these conventions as, Tracy and Laura, they're in a lot of pain. They put a lot of energy into making this happen. And yet, as we're getting back into the car at the end of the night, it's always, oh man, I got to meet this person today, and he shared this story with me, and I hope I get to see him again. Like, I just wish we could spend more time together. And so we said, okay, there's a way we can solve this. And so the way that these start is by going to the people who we plan on bringing, or the leaders of the fandom or a community, and say, what's something that you want to do with the people who are your fans, right? What's something that you want to do that you want to share with people? And so as we were talking with Tracy and Laura, they love to cruise. So, okay, awesome. So we know that that's the setting. Okay, what else? Well, It'd be really fun to bring out Ravenloft again. Okay, awesome. So we've got to do that at a scale that most people don't get to play at. Okay, cool. And we want to make sure there are board games. Okay, so we're going to pack 2 crates of board games. I'm going to make sure I've got people there who can handle all these things. And after we got that set up, then we started to meet with the guests who were interested in coming. And the very first thing that happens is I jump onto a call with you because I want to know who you are as a person. This is not a nameless, faceless somebody who just arrives at the boat. Like, my team knows who you are before you meet them, and that's the point, because we build out a custom itinerary that says, okay, here's the stuff that we think is going to appeal the most to you. You're more than welcome to change it as you wish, but we're going to create some opportunities for cool things to happen. And because we keep it small, on the last cruise, one of the things, coincidentally, also with David and Heidi, Tasha, my wife, and I had been wandering around. We see them in a tiki bar, we pull in. Heidi is sitting there doing crosswords. And we're just having a good conversation, and here come Tracy and Laura around the corner. And they sit down and they do crosswords with us for another hour and a half, and we have a conversation about literature and the history of words and all kinds of different things. And that's really the core to what it's about, is, okay, we create the environment where the people who everybody is coming to see are already excited to be there because we've made it easy, and we're building it around an actual human environment, a human connection. And then we orchestrate opportunities for people to be human with each other. And it's a really neat magic.
You say keeping it small. How many people are we talking?
So for these vampire cruises, the minimum is 12. The hard cap is 40. And we usually cut it off before that point. Partially because we don't want to oversaturate and just fill the space. But also because when we're sitting down with people, I'm going to let you in behind the curtain, we're doing a little bit of a vibe check. And we want to make sure that, everybody's been at that table where there's that one player and the night is awful. And everybody has been at that table where there's that one player who you demand to come back next week because that person was so much fun to play with, right? And we try to skew as far to that side as possible. So we open up all these spots, then we go through, and as we're starting to refine and work with people, sometimes it makes sense for me to say, hey, this isn't going to be a good fit. Let's see if we can find another opportunity. Because at the end of the day, again, it's human connection. We have to make sure that it's
So you really are crafting a bespoke experience here.
100%.
I love using that word because I finally figured out what it meant.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's a powerful word when I understand what it means.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You are really creating this bespoke experience for fans, not just of like Tracy and Laura, but of the genre, of the vampires, of Ravenloft, of all this stuff. That's
Exactly.
really cool.
Thank you.
Truly, really cool.
And the setting is really beautiful. I mean, we have a copy of the Ravenloft Castle in miniature scale. Every floor.
In fact, I've got
6 foot tall.
Sorry, February is the next
7.
time this is happening?
Yep. So in fact, so this thing is 7.5 feet tall, and I've got a visual aid that you can do right now to help visualize how big this thing actually is, right? So hold up your hand upright like this, okay? We're going to pretend that this is the full 7.5 feet, okay? Now just give me a thumbs up. The length of your thumb is the length of the smaller tower. So now imagine that your thumb is the size of your chest cavity. That's the scale that we're talking about.
Wow.
Right? So I'm 6'4", and when we're standing in that room, I put my hand straight up, and the top of my finger is exactly the height of the top spire. And so much so that when we're bringing this to new locations, I actually have to send somebody ahead with a tape measure, because cruise ships, they're 8-foot max ceilings. Once you start adding in cans and things like that, we're getting really close to the top of these towers. And the ships that we choose, it is quite literally because I have 2.5 inches of clearance, and I know I can fit it under a light so that it looks the best that it can look.
That's
I
wild.
don't know how I'm supposed to go home and run Ravenloft at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the opposite side to an experience like this, is that because we're bringing all these super fans into a space, everybody's talking about their version of this is how I run it, and here's what I value the most, and here's my insight on these characters. And so people walk away being able to run these adventures better just by the fact that they've associated with other people who are as nerdy about it as that.
Which again makes this bespoke appearance. Yeah, modular. This bespoke experience is really so impactful for everybody who shows up, everybody who gets in.
Yeah.
And again, February.
I'm smiling because I've been following on social media this whole thing. I've watched most of the videos coming out. I know I haven't been able to sign up just yet.
Thank you.
But to see these experiences as they share them online, like I haven't even been yet, and I'm telling people, like, if you are interested in doing a RPG or something themed cruise and you know who Tracy Hickman is, or check out Epic Travel Crew. Like, just
Thank you.
understand that I want people to, even if I haven't been able to do it yet, I know others, like, you should, as I just told you,
Right.
do it.
Literally.
Like,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for
I
this whole
found out
concept.
10 minutes ago before we started, called the wife, and in 5 minutes was, yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, and that's really the hope, right? The reality of doing something this small is that it is relatively expensive. But we know that there are basically going to be two types of people who show up. One are people for whom maybe this isn't as big of a financial burden, but your time is really valuable. And then the other hand are the people who are the super fans for whom even putting together a couple $1,000s may be a big ask, but this is one of the most important rooms that they could be in. And we're solving the exact same problem, which is how do we make this time so unforgettable that people are asking you about it before you get home? And that was how that first beta cruise went.
Yeah.
And it's really, really neat.
I think it's tribute actually to the program and to what we've been building here, that we have repeat customers.
Yeah.
That many of those who came on our first cruise are coming back for another one. Yeah, maybe to fix the mistakes that they made in the first cruise, but but it is a tribute to the experience itself, that people want to actually come back and repeat that.
Yeah.
So that's so we're going to be talking about that also in our vampire presentation.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the other one we've got coming up next year, Tracy's going to be running Pharaoh for a very, very small group. This is the first time in nearly 4 decades.
That I've run
Pharaoh
Pharaoh.
with a P or Pharaoh with an F?
PH.
PH. Yeah, not Pharaoh with the cards.
Two of
Although I do know how to run a Pharaoh game.
You might be asked, just be ready.
Just
They
be
might
ready
want
in
you to-
case. Yeah. Well, it is taking place in Las Vegas, so maybe
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
actually I am running Pharaoh for the first time in 4 decades, and Pharaoh actually was the second adventure module that Laura and I published.
Oh, wow.
Self-published with absolutely no regard for copyright whatsoever. But it was Pharaoh later became, I think it was I3, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, Desert of Desolation series is what it was. I3, 4, and 5, I think.
Because
And
Ravenloft is 6.
because Ravenloft is 6. And Pharaoh was this adventure into an Egyptian tomb, into a pyramid, and I had done some cursory research into Egyptian lore and into the pyramids themselves and how funereal customs kind of worked. And but the interesting thing in this is that this inspired somebody else.
Yeah. Have you guys met Dave Haddon before? Okay.
The name is very familiar.
I'm going to get you guys in contact. He is a personality. You're going to love him.
Cool.
But he got to play Pharaoh. It was one of the first games he was running as a DM, and it kicked off this dual love of Egyptology and D&D. And so over the next number of decades, he started building out his own world, and a few years ago decided that he was going to spend all the money in his retirement fund and make it a big to-do. They did a Kickstarter that just finished fulfilling, and massively, massively successful. But he brought in real Egyptologists, flew his team to Egypt. He's like, I want this to be as inspired by the real thing as we can make it until it stops being fun. And then we've got to transition hard into the world of fantasy so that you effectively get to see what would have happened if ancient Egypt never died, because the gods actually gave the people magic.
Oh, that's
That's cool.
That's an anthropological.
That's freaking
Oh, it is
I
a
have
most
goosebumps.
beautiful
I have
book.
actual
Yeah.
goosebumps right
Yeah.
now.
I've seen the core book. It's called Keshanar, which is the world, and I've seen the core book, and it is magnificent. Not just in its graphic presentation, which is stunning, but the content of it was absolutely compelling. I'm sorry, but role-playing game textbooks are not usually compelling. Yeah, but this one was absolutely drew you in and held you. So Epic Travel Crew is also doing a Keshanar event that's taking place at the Luxor in Vegas.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's fun.
awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah,
And it ties directly into the lore of the event.
and ties directly into
I'm
the
still
Lord
trying to
of
wrap my head around an idea where Egyptology stops being fun.
It doesn't.
I'm
It
just
doesn't.
like,
It
I don't
doesn't.
think there's an end there. So
Well, and that was the way that Dave approached it too.
Yeah.
Is it's the best kind of geekery.
and he sounds like my kind of guy.
Oh yeah. So I'll make sure to get you guys in touch because you've got to talk to him.
From ancient history to sci-fi.
And when is the Vegas event?
I loved Stargate. I don't know what you're talking about.
So
That's literally
actually, I
the
can't
avenue
talk
was
about
getting
that
ready
yet.
to go down.
Don't do that to me.
All right.
I know I'm the worst.
So many NDAs.
But the question was, when was that? And that's going to be June 20th to the 27th of 2027.
Okay.
We're lining it up with the summer solstice. We'll have some special extended VIP days at the beginning where you can be part of a solstice festival. And
Camels
gonna be a blast.
and
Harrison
have
Ford's
real
already signed on.
Egyptian sand to hit people in the face with as the dust
So-
bowl goes
Tracy needs a
through.
whip.
we may or may not be building out a temple complex.
Oh,
Make sure Laura doesn't have one.
that's
Well,
so
you know,
awesome.
I don't know. I'm thinking Laura
For
needs
something
something
like
even more
that,
dramatic.
how many, because it sounds like you have multiple floors or a few different experiences people can do. How many GMs are involved? Like, or is it just
So
you're
it,
getting to play with the people who created and ran it?
So it scales based on the number of players and the kind of experience that we're doing. So for example, the Shadows game with Tracy and Laura are the people who are running the show. But we have a couple of assistant DMs who are there specifically to help guide players through the experience, referee rules, help answer questions so that it doesn't interrupt the flow of the game, right? For Keshanar, we're currently auditioning DMs, because we are expecting that we're going to need somewhere between 14 and 24. And we want professional level people who are going to show up and know their craft.
So Keshnar's a 5th edition.
Yep, 2024 rules, so 5.5 for those of us who are not too pretentious to call it as such. And,
Call it what it
yeah.
is. Call it what it is.
But even then, like the side events that we do at these are not always necessarily the same edition as the main event, right? So we're trying to line up some Dark Sun stuff, and we're bringing in some GURPS stuff, and we've got Egyptologists who are coming to give lectures, and we have an actor who is his name's TJ Storm, fantastic individual. But he's a mocap actor who has done a lot of really physical acting behind the scenes, and he's coming to help teach you how, as a DM, to incorporate physicality and really interpret characters.
Have you spoken with the folks at Game Theater yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Would you like to? Because I know them and I run for them also.
I would love to.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Don and I are
Excellent
going
GMs and-
to Pathfinder and Palace in 2 weeks out
Awesome.
in Philadelphia. So that's why I mentioned it, because they have an entire crew
They
of
do.
game masters that do that type of
I
stuff.
know them
Deal.
very well.
Yes.
I'm one of their GMs as well, with and for them occasionally. So
Awesome.
they have some
Good.
excellent GMs.
Thank you.
So,
The level of detail in Keshanar is remarkable. It is full of hieroglyphics, all of which have meaning. They are all actual hieroglyphics, and they all do tell.
And generated from scratch.
Is this
This is
being
not.
sold to the public yet? I know it's and it just went through Kickstarter. Is
They
it publicly available?
they just this week opened their web store.
Excellent.
So, or
I don't buy a lot of Fifth Ed stuff, but I like supporting the third party folks.
Or if you come join my event, I'll give you the book for free.
When's your event?
June 20th
That's
to
right.
27th, 2027.
No, I don't know yet. I want to so much. There's so much I want
Just
to
ask your
We'll
wife.
talk when we're
permission.
done.
See,
So-
that's over my
Not a
anniversary,
problem.
so I have to clear it with my wife before I can do
Yeah, I
that.
get it.
Consult our,
But-
our
Respective.
But-
yeah, perspective.
Spousal consultation.
Yeah, but to the original question, the same reason that we talk about the number of GMs is the same reason that we talk about hieroglyphics, which is it's about the fans. It's about what the event needs in order for everybody to be individually recognized and to be able to come and get that level of wish fulfillment that we want to see at something at this scale.
Yeah, that's excellent.
I want to ask Alton. I would like to find out, how did you get involved in this type of event creation, and like, where does your creative process start with all this? Because like, I am so locked in on exactly what you're talking about.
Thank you.
And I think we all very much are. But the question that keeps popping in my head is, where was your leap to get into what you're doing right now? Because it sounds like you've got a lot of experience doing a lot of cog moving in a lot of different areas that you were able to really fit together to make that clock happen.
Thank you. First off, very kind question,
Yeah.
and very kind to say. There's been a lot that's gone into it, and I'm very open with my partners and the people that come on board that, I'm a guy who has run into walls until I've missed and stepped through the door. And that's part of this for me too. My very first experience as a GM, I rolled into my local game store and said, hey, I want to learn a role-playing game. Is there anybody playing D&D? And he said, well, that table over there is playing Pathfinder. And I walked over and they handed me the core book and said, build a character, and walked away. And I can guarantee that character was not up to snuff.
Yeah.
We sat down and we played 3 sessions in a row of, you were walking down a 20-foot by 80-foot hallway, and every time we took a step, we had to make a perception check. And when we succeeded, there wasn't a trap, and if we failed, there absolutely was, every single time. And after 3 sessions of this, the players kind of all got together and were like, this is not working. And we said that to the GM, who took deep offense and didn't show up the following week. So everybody turned to me and
Those are the best
said,
kind of GMs. The ones that don't come back to their bad-ridden game.
right. But everybody turned to me because, I didn't know what was going on mechanically, so I just leaned into the character.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you seem really good at storytelling, so why don't you do this? And that was the start of me GMing and DMing, and from there, went on to open 2 different game stores. I worked for Die Hard Dice for a number of years, and during this entire period, I'm working with Tracy and Laura behind the scenes. I'm watching the way that they're working with crowds. I'm going, okay, this is really, really cool. As somebody with ASD, communication was very, very difficult for me. And when we got into the pandemic, I kind of had a moment where I realized that the biggest thing that was holding me back was my ability to communicate. So I went and started taking on public speaking. And it turned out that a lot of the things that they teach you in public speaking map exactly to what you do when you're trying to run a Magic tournament or when you're trying to manage a game of
Nice.
players.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so from there, it was like, okay. And I went back through all those experiences, and I realized that the common thread was always, I want to create an experience for people. And that was the same thing that I always see with Tracy when he's telling a story to somebody, is that he's trying to get them to engage, because experiences are strictly internal.
Fact.
So we have to create the environment for that experience to happen,
Yeah.
and then we have to invite them to step into it.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, you're preaching to me right now. I'm in it. Absolutely.
I've learned from one of the best.
To that end, though, like I have to imagine that's part of that whole bespoke experience. Like you talked about having a conversation with the people that you're inviting into these things. Like there's a level of buy-in that you have to have from the people who are showing up at the table, because like you can offer as much as you, like here's everything I have to give, and it can be a lot, but unless you have that buy-in, there's not going to be that level of connection, that level of like communication, and just if I show up at the table and I'm just not having it, it is going to draw everybody down. It is going to make everybody's day a lot worse. And so having that interview, like you were talking about, that kind of talk back situation of like, hey, is this going to be a good fit? Is this going to be a person that is going to jive with the rest of the people at the table, with the people who are running the game and all that stuff? I think that's a really high level, like, professional thing that a lot of people don't do. And like in certain cases you can't, right? Like there's the demo phase where you really can't do something like that. But when you have an established intellectual property, like clearly you have the freedom to do something like that. And that's really cool that you're able to kind of lean into it, and that you've seen that aspect of it and just went, this is what we're doing. This is the experience I want to build, because it's not going to just be fun for the people who show up. It's also going to be fun for the people who run all of the things that are going on.
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest thing about this hobby that we're all here for. I mean, Gen Con is the biggest TTRPG con in the country, hands down, but it's collaborative storytelling.
Yeah.
And unless everybody's on board, it's really hard to have that collaboration.
Yeah. So the do you want my secret?
Absolutely, I do.
So I so and you know I bring it back earlier to my autism spectrum diagnosis, right? Is a lot of times people who are on the spectrum get misinterpreted as not having feelings, and in my case that was absolutely not true. Empathy to the point of bringing myself to tears, not able to function properly, not able to communicate properly.
Crippling empathy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then alongside that, some of the anxiety and other pieces that went into it, and how do I communicate, it all came down to the fundamental question of how do I show somebody that I care about them? And the shortcut is care about what they care about. And so the way that these calls generally go is it starts very normal of like, hey, I'm so excited that you're here. Tell me, what was it about this that stood out, right? We had this launch call, I talked about 30 different things. What was it that stood out to you? Knowing that if I talk to everybody and nobody mentions something that I put on the call, I'm just gonna cut it. Because if nobody cares about it,
Right.
why would I make it happen?
Right.
But then they get to start to show me what they're excited about. And if I then feed that energy back and get excited with them, they're only gonna go one of a few directions. If their reaction is to pull back and say it's really weird that you care about this thing that I care about, that starts to tell me something, okay? It could be that they've suffered some of their own damages, or it could be that they are in fact maybe a little on the edge about whether this is for them or not.
Sure.
And that's okay. We get to honor them where they're at. If on the opposite side, they get super excited and they start to engage back with me, and then I get to engage with them, and it becomes a real honest conversation. By the end of that hour, first off, we are actual, to a degree, friends. We've moved past the name on the internet phase.
Right, right.
But beyond that, now we've been able to tap in not only to what it is, but why it is. And that's where we can now go back to the rest of the team and say, okay, what experiences fulfill that why? We come back with that first version of the itinerary that is really just like the big block pillars. And we have the conversation again of like, hey, here are some of the things I put on. This is why I put this here. Does that jive? Are we in the same
And
spot?
and the important thing too is that this is not just a matter of a one and done.
No.
Once we get on board and once the event begins, we are constantly looking at the experience of the guest. And what's working for them and what's not working for them. And in our first cruise, we had an instance where something just wasn't working for one of our guests. We were able to step back, talk about it. What can we do that is going to help this person have the experience that they're looking for? Changed how we were doing things and absolutely brought them in. It's important to us to always be in touch with what the guest is looking for.
Yes.
I don't know about anyone else, but I'm legitimately having kind of an emotional reaction to what's going
Absolutely,
on here.
yes.
Because I am that type of person as well. Very much. I've never. You hear people make the comment. I think all of us are a little bit on the spectrum. I've never been diagnosed by that, but I very much have that like. We spent a lot of time, a group of friends, in the Myers-Briggs and figuring out things about each other and being the extroverted feeler. All of my focus is so much on how is everybody else doing? Is everybody else good? And hearing, because the many times we've had Tracy on here and how important he's always made discussed about the game mastering and being the experiences associated with it, to see him partnering with you in this situation. For a variety of reasons, but to see the
Nepotism mainly.
yeah,
Mainly. Listen, I own it. I'm great with it. As long as at the end of the day I take care of you, I'm good with however we go.
but to see the synergy that is coming out of this, it's
So-
I'm enjoying experiencing it.
And Laura couldn't be here, but there's a critical experience that I had with Laura at a convention that helped to shape this in a major way. It's one of the few times in my life where I've had the fear of God scared into me. We were at a convention and the line started getting really long, like 200 plus people long. And so we've got this big long table set up, and I'm having people, hey, go ahead and put your book down, and I'm just starting to line them up and get them over to Tracy as quickly as possible. Now, I'm 6'4", okay? Laura is very not. And in the middle of me sliding one of these books over to Tracy for him to sign, I am yanked by my elbow 180 degrees around and pulled down to her height. And she says, don't you dare. This is their moment, and you will not take it away from them. And seriously, I nearly crying, like, I don't know what I did wrong, but I'm certainly not doing it again. And it changed the way that I started to view. And I slowed down, and I started to look, and I started to listen. And I realized how off I was. And it was all coming from a space of very good intent, of trying to make sure that everybody could have the maximum amount of time talking with Tracy rather than having their book signed, but that I was missing the core to it. I was missing what was going on. And it is precisely because of Tracy and Laura. You know, they're...
I've changed how I interact with people based on what you said last year or the year before.
Yeah.
Instead of tell me about yourself, now it's tell me your story.
Yeah.
It's very much that, give me that moment of your life, and I'm just going to sit back and listen. It's
Exactly.
changed how I interact with people, so I completely understand.
We're at a weird, and I know the rules, I'll be good, but we're at a weird cultural moment right now where a lot of people who are my age and older, sitting at this table, we have multiple generations sitting at this table right now. But like, I grew up in the 80s and 90s where like autism diagnoses just weren't a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we didn't talk about it. We didn't, like, I'm ADHD. I'm probably autistic. I don't know. But we just didn't talk about it. And like, having moments created specifically for people to be able to just lock in and be who they are in a moment like that is so huge for those people who are figuring that out about themselves. Who are figuring out that, yeah, maybe I am on the spectrum. Maybe I am having a hard time. Like, it's not that I don't have emotions or am not capable of emotional connection. It's that my emotional connections are so disconnected from what is normal.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are not watching, I'm air quoting heavily normal.
Yeah.
That it, like, this is part of my journey of self-discovery in the last 5-10 years, is realizing that like normal is so specific and relative.
Yeah.
And what is normal is really just what you're comfortable with.
Yeah. Well, and you're nailing it on the head. One of the huge advantages of the internet, especially the early internet, was that it connected people who previously were disconnected,
Right.
which was awesome. But
Which is why D&D is now mainstream, whereas like when I was a kid, you'd get your butt kicked for playing D&D and being interested in werewolves and vampires and all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I spent a lot of time in a locker because of that stuff, you know? So,
Well, and the opposite side of that coin is that as all of those specializations now come to the forefront, it also becomes a lot easier to find the person to pick on.
Yes.
And it becomes a lot easier to say, well, I'm very different from you, right? And especially as we moved through the pandemic, this is one of the things that we saw was the abandonment of third spaces, the place where you just go to be with people. And we now see AI coming in, which the reality is it's here to stay. The box has been opened. We will not go back. But people now more than ever are craving something real that's actually going to connect them to the people around them. And when we take away all the other context and we say, you're here because you love the original D&D vampire, the good one, right?
Good.
The one that doesn't glitter.
Yes.
And we're going to take care of everything else so that you can just be here, present, right now. That's when it changes.
okay, so no, we're going off on this one for a second here. So we referenced the glitter vampire. You said that's a fairy. Here's the thing. I learned a thing about the Twilight vampire recently, and that's their skin is like stone. That is not a frickin' fairy. That is an earth elemental right the heck there, and I will die on that hill. They are not vampires. They are earth elementals.
As someone
That's it.
who was a big Twilight fan, the movie, the way they made them look, awful.
Yeah,
Terrible.
okay.
Horrible. not that they're like traditional vampires. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the movie.
Earth elemental dying in that hill. Tracy, say things now.
Tracy,
Oh, what?
Tracy, if you could write a story about a vampire, what kind of vampire would you create?
You've never written a story about a vampire before, have you?
Golly, what an interesting question.
I feel like we were talking about everything Tracy has to do at Gen Con.
Yeah, we made it to Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to Thursday. Thank
that's
you.
why I haven't
Oh
sent
no,
much
we
of
haven't even
else.
finished Thursday.
Yeah.
We're currently Thursday at
It's storytelling Uncle Tracy.
Especially
and
since-
politics.
Especially since our embargo is until 7
Yeah.
p.m.
Yeah,
Thursday,
let's-
and we haven't even gotten there.
We're actually
Thursday,
just
let's
we're
go.
actually
Yeah, we
just
got that, sure.
stretching until Thursday at 7 p.m. We're just gonna make this a marathon episode.
You know what? I've been up since 5 a.m. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
I'm actually, as I'm sitting here, wondering if I can actually say it out loud because I've been not saying it out loud for so very long.
Well, now I think you have to.
But now I think I have to.
Like, legally obligated to.
Right?
Thank you, counsel.
I don't tell the Hickmans what to do.
Yeah, we just heard that. We just
The
heard
best
that.
part is, before we got on here, my legal counsel. It's like, I don't tell him what to do. Horrible
He
legal
tells him,
counsel.
he tells him what he can't do.
If he
doesn't tell
asks
him
my
what to
opinion,
do.
I will give him my opinion. But unless he asks, I don't say anything. So, what are you going to tell everybody?
We're not going to put this out till after Gen Con. You're fine.
Oh, I'm good. When I was young, when I was in my 20s, early 20s, I put my wife and my two young children in the back seat of our Volkswagen Rabbit and drove east. I was desperate. I had been a glass window manufacturing worker. I had been I had been a theater manager, movie theater manager. I had been a darkroom technician and a drill press operator, and nothing worked. Out of a job, I got in that Volkswagen with my little family, and I drove east because I'd been offered a job by TSR to come and design games. Someone was going to pay me to design games. And as we were crossing the Great Plains of America, my wife and I were talking about what could we possibly bring to TSR that would justify them paying us money to design games. And we had been talking about a world where warriors rode dragons into battle. And I thought we should call it Dragonback, and had proposed that actually to TSR. But my wife said it just wasn't strong enough. And somewhere crossing Nebraska, Dragonlance was born. That was over 40 years ago. The road has been occasionally rocky. But Joe Manganiello called me up one day and said, would you consider talking to Dan Ayub over at Wizards of the Coast? And I said, sure. Dan Ayub, it turns out, had become in charge of Wizards of the Coast, and he had been a big Dragonlance fan. And Joe Manganiello is probably our biggest Dragonlance fan. And so, as part of the Icons program that Joe Manganiello is in charge of at Wizards of the Coast, we are bringing Dragonlance back to D&D. We are bringing it back in, I believe the time frame is about 2 years. Margaret and I are both intimately involved in the creation of it. And Dragonlance, when we first did it, was a pioneering product. No one had ever put story into game before, or attempted to put epic story into gaming, D&D gaming before. We are anticipating bringing Dragonlance back in a powerful new way that will pioneer how games are run. And the emphasis this time around is to empower the DM to make their campaign their own. It's a daunting task, but in many ways it is the way that Margaret and I have found to give the world back to you, to those who have kept it alive and made it strong. So, Dragonlance is coming home to D&D.
That's awesome. I can say in a very tangible and real way that if it were not for Dragonlance, I would not be at this table right now.
Same.
Like,
Same.
it was my gateway to Dungeons and Dragons was Dragonlance. Like, I started reading the books before I ever sat down and rolled the dice.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for bringing it to us in the first place, and thank you for bringing it back.
Welcome home, everybody.
Yeah, like,
Okay, I'm not crying, you're crying. Shut up.
One of our most emotional episodes so far. Please continue.
no, so I remember the first time that I was with this cohort and we were talking with you, and it was before video, we were all recording it, and they said, oh, we're going to interview Tracy Hickman. I was like, that sounds awesome, can I be there? And at the end of that, yes.
That was at the embassy,
It was, yes.
right
just-
down the
just
road.
down
I
the
was
road.
just thinking about that
Yeah.
literally this morning.
And I fanboyed a little at the end of that. You mentioned something about VR, your son working in VR, and Devoid, which unfortunately is no longer around, but we did experience it. It was beautiful. Loved it. And I actually went into a career in VR for a while.
Huh.
And after that, I was like, I would love to speak with Race Lemagere. Okay, well, not as intensely, but I would still love to speak with Race Lemagere. What a wonderful character.
Yeah.
Terrible, tragic, but legitimately, yeah, like a few of us at this table, that got me into this hobby, into this profession, and sitting here today. So thank you.
Quick
Thank
recap
you.
while you were out getting our son. Thank you so much for doing that. Tracy and Laura have been brought on by Wizards of the Coast, thanks to Joe Manganiello, to bring back Dragonlance to D&D.
And Margaret.
And Mark.
Oh, I was
and
gonna
Mark.
say, we can't leave.
And Mark.
We can't
No,
leave. Yeah, that is, it's so exciting. I'm so happy. Relieved, happy, words.
I'm just glad I've had a couple of drinks right now because I'm keeping it real low key. But I'm freaking out internally.
Right, he's actually jumping up and down.
You see that comment I made about experiences? That just happened.
Right, yeah.
Just so you know. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
As I was going downstairs to get my son, I was thinking about it, and I legit, you say you weren't crying. I was crying when you shared what Laura said, because it just struck such a beautiful chord of what the heart of someone who is so creative, but who wants to share that and who understands how valuable that is to everyone else. Like, this is their moment. And the power of and the generosity of that statement.
And had you not shared that news with us, you'd have taken the moment from us. I get together.
No.
Dragonlance is here because of you. Dragonlance remains here because of you. It lives in your hearts, in your minds, and because so many of our fans have been so steadfast in keeping that light alive. It brings us to this really remarkable opportunity to once again work with some actually really amazing people at Wizards of the Coast who, and with Margaret's guidance, with my guidance, with Laura's guidance to a great extent, but through all of that, our vision is of Dragonlance is very much in your eyes and through your eyes. So we are, this very much for us is at the center of the approach to this new experience of Dragonlance. At the heart of it, we want to empower you. It's been 40 years. I was in my 20s at the time. I am 70 years old now. I will not always be here. But the world, this world that we love, these characters we love, the stories that we love, can be told and told again. And told in new and powerful ways. And that is the gift that we are trying to give this world to you, to give you that home, and have you carry it forward. That's very much at the core of everything that we're doing with this new version. We've been working with the team at Wizards of the Coast for a number of months now. One of the things that I'm required to do is to create a core touchstone document of what are the roots of Dragonlance, what is the foundation, what guidance do we need to make this work and move forward. I've been working on that with Margaret and with Joe, who's very much looking at this from a media standpoint. So we'll see where it all goes. But the emphasis is on you. The emphasis is on empowering you in this world.
Yeah. It's really humbling to hear you say that, because it's been 4 decades. That's the amount of creative investment, emotional investment, the years. That is no small gift. And I don't think that your supporters won't take it lightly. Joe doesn't take it lightly. I love that you have him as a champion. I adore that. That he can see with the media mind that he has of other directions, other ways to reach new generations with the story. I don't know, I don't have words. It's remarkable to see the human touch is still there. Because in my world of medicine, AI is here, and I literally, at a touch of a button, an AI can answer a patient's question now inside my electronic medical record. Mm-hmm. And I don't have to put a word in. I still always, every single one, I do put a word in. Maybe I liked a couple of sentences it used, but I will cut stuff out and I will put in my verbiage so they know that I saw it. that they will know that I am still a part of it. The human element is still there, and it's not just a button that I'm pressing. In the same way, AI could tell stories. We know it can cut and paste and do all of that. It doesn't have the connection, and you can feel the connection when it's really there, and you feel it when it's absent.
Walt Disney said, people feel perfection, which I interpret to mean people know when you've intentionally done something for them or when you've ignored a detail. They can't always tell you what it is, why it's right or why it's wrong, but they can tell when there was soul that got put into it.
I agree.
One of the great things about Dungeons and Dragons is that it's personal. We gather together around the table to tell the stories and to tell them together, which means that we have to be in touch with each other on a personal level. We live in such a time that is so divisive and tries to isolate us from one another. It is desperate to make us alone. The great thing about Dungeons and Dragons is that it brings us together as people to tell a tale.
Together.
And Dragonlance is about that, about telling the tale. It is about selflessness. It is about community. It's about family. And that is the core of meaning. We don't have to live in an impersonal world. We do not have to live alone. We do not have to be afraid. We do not have to carry rage with us always. We can embrace hope. We can embrace community. We can embrace and accept each other. If Dragonlance can achieve that, what greater gift can we share?
Indeed.
Yeah.
This is a tradition that goes back to the very earliest stages of humanity.
Storytelling.
Sitting around a campfire and telling stories. Making sense of the universe through the spoken word. And the legacy that you are putting forth to the world is going to stick with us for a really long time.
So before we reach the ending, do you have anything else you want to share for?
Yeah, what do you do at the rest of Gen Con?
What do I do for the rest of Gen Con?
Part two.
That was Thursday.
Are you, Tracy? I wanted to ask you, and I know obviously we've gotten the chance to hear like Alton and Jason and Adam's testament and Lance's testament to a lot of what you have created in the D&D space and in the fantasy space. And I love everything that you have done. I will say, when I started playing D&D, I was a Forgotten Realms guy. And am I correct in saying that? Are you doing something with Bob Salvatore this weekend as well?
I am doing something with Bob Salvatore.
Okay.
We are doing a keynote address at the D&D Tower
Okay.
together. Laura originally was going to come. I told her I was going to buy her a black and white striped shirt and give her a whistle.
So it is going to be fisticuffs. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
It's kind of a stage cage match.
That's so funny.
No, Bobby and I are going to be talking on the title. I came up with the title. The title is Snoozing on the Shoulders of Giants.
No. I love that.
The future of fantasy. And it's going to talk about a lot of the technologies that are coming about in terms of Dungeons and Dragons. VTT is been tremendously helpful for people. There are apps that are helpful. I myself like to use World Anvil quite a bit, which I find is a great environment for world building, and AI is knocking on the door. But the question is how we're going to use these tools, not whether we're going to have these tools. There's no doubt we will. But the question is, how do we use these tools? And what Bobby and I both believe is that so long as these tools are used in the service of the performance, are used by the DM to perform personally with the gamers at the table, then that is a good thing. But we cannot just rest on technology. We have to stand on the shoulders of giants and add something that is personal and meaningful to what's going on. So that's what we're talking about actually this Saturday. At least that's what I think we're talking about. When Bob starts talking, I'm not sure exactly where we're going to go, but that's the intention.
Gotcha.
10 o'clock Saturday, by the
Gotcha.
way, over at the IRT.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Just get him on the Wubba Wubba story. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be just fine. So that's, and then we're doing the Dragonlance celebration at 4 o'clock on that afternoon, where I guess we're going to have to answer a lot of questions about what we're going to do with Dragonlance.
That's awesome.
And we're going to try and share that, at least some of it, on the Established Facts page as well. That's the current plan.
Okay, as long as we're allowed.
Well, I'll be there.
right?
Oh, well,
No, that's
I'm
what,
going to do it.
Copyrights.
They'll just
The rest of the time, I'm going to be bolted into Margaret's booth. And
Do you have a wrist support or a hand brace for all of those signatures?
no, but boy, do I have a lot of pens in my.
Alton
case.
does have a stapler to get him to the chair, though.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. There you go.
I brought my gimbal. I figure I'll just mount him on top and keep him upright.
I love it. That's amazing. He starts to list one way or the other, and he's like, nope.
There we go.
That's
Amazon
awesome.
probably does sell a Tracy to gimbal adapter. I'm just
I'll have to look that up. If you find a link, let me know.
gotcha. The affiliate link, baby.
Hopefully, yeah.
I was
I
gonna
want you
say,
to get your cut. I'm good with that.
if there's somebody who can find something on Amazon, it's Josh.
Worst case, it's weekend at Tracy's.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we need. Yeah.
I hope not. We've got some big trips next year. I can't puppet him that way. It's just not the same.
That is a
That's so
deep
good.
80s cut, though. So like,
Yes.
you've niched that super hard.
Funny enough for me, the second time I've had a reference to Weekend at Bernie's in the last 2 days, which is really weird because I don't think I ever had one.
If I had a
before
nickel for
that.
every time, I'd have two
I'd
nickels.
have
But it's
two
weird
nickels,
that it happened twice.
which is really strange.
Yeah, that's weird that it happened twice.
Tell me what happens tomorrow. I'm looking forward to
Yes,
it.
I will. I'll keep you updated. That's awesome. Well, I think this. I feel like even this episode has been really deep and really like there's a lot of there's a lot of really good info and
It's the first time you've had me on your podcast in 2 damn years, and you get me to cry.
well, you know,
What the heck,
hey,
guys?
we had to remove all of the blockades and just open it up for a groovy time,
Can you
dude.
do that to the traffic around here too?
I wish.
Now, can I go ahead and ruin part of that moment? Not really.
Yes.
Go for it.
I asked Tracy Hickman for a favor. coming
Oh,
into
that's right.
tonight.
That's right.
So before we do our standard ending of establishing a fact,
That's right. I forgot.
we've had such an emotional moment here. And as I said, I enjoy bringing experiences to my friends. And since Tracy has not done a killer breakfast at Gen Con in at least, 3 years now? Is it 4?
Oh, longer
Yeah.
than that. Yeah.
I thought he would give us a killer breakfast experience.
Killer dessert.
So I texted him
Killer
before he got
dessert.
on his flight and gave him plenty of time to think on this. So
like that helped.
He didn't say yes yet.
He didn't have
yeah,
anything
he
else
said,
in his
I'll see
mind
what I
other
can do.
than
But here's
that.
the thing about the killer breakfast. We're not supposed to have time.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to. That's the whole idea. We're supposed to just show up and hope for the best. So,
know
Tracy,
the worst is coming.
without further ado, please take us to breakfast.
Killer breakfast has to start with a song.
Indeed.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah, that'll work. If I die dumb.
Bury me in...
No. It is. If I die dumb, take me to the dungeon. Take my stuff and just strip my carcass, loot my magic items, my gold. Walk away with it, with my stuff as I grow cold. The high price
Get Mikey Mason to
of
have that
low-hit
conversation.
dice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well done.
Yeah. So we've had our song.
Not our song.
All right. Okay. Oh yes. Okay.
Do you have the "You Will Die" speech memorized?
That's his, is that your daughter?
So,
Is that something
it's
you
your
have to
wife that's on
memorize?
that video, right?
Actually,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's not
it
the one
is.
doing the
it's-
speech.
I thought it
She's
was
the one
Angel.
dying quite a few times.
yeah,
Yes.
Tasha's one of the ones who dies.
Yeah.
Angel is the one giving the speech.
That's true.
I was going to say, I think yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I co-opted as many of my children into this, and our dog at the time,
Yes.
as I recall.
So here's the short version: is you will die. You need to stay alive by doing something really brave, really stupid, or really entertaining. That is your job. When it is your turn, you need to do something really brave. Everybody,
Brave.
really stupid,
Stupid.
or really entertaining.
Entertaining.
Very good. And with that, our host Tracy Hickman.
I see why you keep him around.
Everybody's hype man.
At moments.
Absolutely. Yeah. You are in a desert. It stretches on forever. Yes. And there is a house in this desert. What do?
I build a door.
You do build a door. Now there's a door into the house.
I run shoulder first into the door.
You hurt yourself running into the door. It would have been ever so much better if you had actually turned the knob and simply opened the door, but having not done so, you take 12 points of damage and you die.
Actually, I'm sorry.
What do you
I'm
do?
married. I'm dead.
I step over her dead body and open the door, preferably pushing her out of the way so the door actually opens.
Oh, now I'm over
You
here.
don't. The door does, in fact, open. Congratulations. What do?
I walk around the door towards the house.
What amazing that there is a door on the. There's a house on the other side of the door, and now open door. I would point out.
He said he built a door.
Yes, he did not say it was in the house. You walk around. What do you do?
Just to clarify, the door does in fact go to the house,
There is a door to the house, but
Okay.
it is yes.
but that is okay. So I grab Dr. Degg's corpse, I declare her the pathfinder or the trap finder. I open the door and slide her into the room.
Well, there's this big red grease spot that goes across the floor and into the room. What do you do?
I enter the room and I probably start crying over Deb's dead body.
Steps.
That's what I would do.
Dead body. What do you do?
So I walk past them and I look for anything that's in the room that seems out of the ordinary.
There's a sofa, there's a chair, and there's a glowing box.
Let's open that glowing box.
You electrocute yourself. It's a television, and in fact, it's an old television, which is a tube television. And it's got a high. It's got
Oh, you
a power supply in there that is going to kill an elephant. So, yeah, you die. What do you do?
I lay the door down in the middle of the room. I put Deb's dead corpse on it. I shut the other door that's in the front of the house and I lock it.
Excellent. What do you do?
I go to the kitchen and see if there's running water.
Yes, there is running water in the kitchen. It goes just into the sink. Yes. What do you do?
I check for straps every 5 steps.
You find one. It's the house. What do you do?
Sorry. Okay, so Lance has gone on. He finds a trap. It's the entire house. I say, this is a really bad idea. And I leave.
You do. You walk outside.
I walk outside.
What do you do? You're weeping over the body, which is now on the door on the floor.
Oh, God.
The door is covering the grease spot, though. So
It is. It's very pretty here.
Apparently. I also leave the house because I've had enough crying. I don't want to be with the dead
You walk
bodies
outside of the house.
anymore.
You have left the house, have you not?
I have not.
What are you doing?
The first thing I do is check the refrigerator to see if there's any milk.
You do check the refrigerator. There is no milk inside the refrigerator, but you do notice that it is a lead-lined refrigerator.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
What do you do?
I grab a glass of water, fill it with said water, and take a drink.
Excellent. What do you do?
I search for a mop and a bucket so that we can start cleaning up the bloodstains on the floor.
You find a mop in a bucket, as a matter of fact. You start cleaning up the bloodstains, which is actually under the door, as I recall.
Correct.
You're on top of the door.
Top of the door. Correct.
So you lift up the door and you start mopping underneath. What do you do?
Does that mean I'm rolling off?
This is really boring. I go back into the house. I grab Deb's corpse and I throw it onto the open television set so to soak up the electrical damage.
Hey now.
That's two of us now.
There's
She's already dead.
the kind of
This is a dropping situation.
the smell of burnt hair and Deb.
Deb.
Why am I always hungry after this?
Oh, no.
What do you do?
I look around the outside of the house to see if I can find anything useful.
You do find something useful. You do find about 200 yards away, there's a tower with a can on top.
A can.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of can?
Yes.
It's a pretty large can,
Oh,
actually.
okay.
I mean, I'm not talking a can of beans here. I'm talking a very large can.
I mean, it depends on the can of beans.
Yeah, I guess so. If it could be a can of beans, it could be an enormous can of beans. Like a 100-gallon can of beans. Yes. You're dead, though. What do you do?
I remove all of the shelves out of the refrigerator and I get in it and close the door.
Excellent. That's right. The can on top of the tower turns out to be a thermonuclear device. Yes. Which goes off. And you die, and you die, and you die, and you die. You're already dead and fried. She's fried too. But you are inside the refrigerator.
But ultimately die of suffocation.
Or lead poisoning.
Or lead poisoning.
30 years down the line, it's totally fine.
And you are thrown
Yes.
into the air and miles through the sky and come crashing down in a gopher field.
Yes.
Yes. And you suffocate on the way getting there, and you die from internal hemorrhaging, having collided with the interior of the refrigerator when it hits the ground.
Yes.
Yes. Which pops open the door and radiation kills you a third time.
Oh, nice. All right.
So while you might have been the last one alive, you died the most.
I did the most.
It's all
Deb
about
was winning
politics.
with 2 because of the television. I won with 3. You know what? That's all that matters.
Good job.
Breakfast. Don Meyer.
Yes, go breakfast.
Thank you, Uncle Tracy.
Hang on. I think the fact we should establish today is that you should always climb into lead-lined refrigerators.
That's a great fact.
I
That's
saw
a
a Cooking
great fact.
Brewster episode about that, and they said the opposite.
Oh, okay. All right.
Why'd you make me
All
feel
right.
my age, Lance, right there?
That's
I
so
saw that
funny.
episode.
Right in the squiggly spooch.
Well, as we're winding down and finishing episode 293, first off, we want to thank both Tracy and Alton for being here with us. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Glad to
Adam,
be here.
for coming
Yeah.
and hanging out with us. Welcome back after a
Always
couple of
glad to
years
be back at Gen Con.
But the requirement
yeah.
is that you must cry if you come back in future episodes.
That's
You
right.
announce
We have to
That's
top
right.
this next time.
We
We're
have-
I have to go through a full-blown existential crisis.
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
Don't put that kind of pressure
Oh, yeah.
on me. I just want you to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I just can't wait for the episode 293 merch to come out.
Episode 293, baby.
It's just Dawn in a lead-lined refrigerator.
Yes.
My body's on
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Friday.
Just my arm hanging out of it.
there comes that gray area. I got to find an artist. Maybe Avital might draw it for us. If not, then I end up throwing it into AI, and then
I
people
was
get
gonna
mad
say.
at me, and it's a thing. Let's
Yeah.
be careful.
Yeah. We know way too many artists to use
I'm not one of them.
technology. Yeah,
We're
exactly.
you gonna do the comic for us? No.
No.
Who's gonna do the comic?
Or-
He's having a multiverse
Yeah,
crisis. Sorry.
Sorry,
yeah.
Josh died in a nuclear blast.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
don't even know where we
You
are
have to
anymore.
excuse him. He's roasty toasty over there.
Yeah.
Nothing but a shadow on the side of a house. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Well,
Bring this
at the
home.
end, I'm trying.
Somehow
I'm
wrap this
trying.
up, man. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but do it.
I'm about to show you. At the end of every episode, we like to establish a fact. If you are new to our podcast, or if you are just returning, like Adam, and you haven't experienced this, at the end of every episode, we like to establish a fact. Usually, it's a quip, a quote, something silly or funny that may come up during the conversation, or just something that I pull right out of the top of my head. For episode 293 of the Established Facts, this is what has been established. I am not saying that Alton is a Nepo baby. What I'm saying is Adam knows what bespoke means. Thank you guys so much for joining us on episode 293 of the Established Facts. We love you all, and we will check you later. Deuces!